a surprise for you. It is arriving in a way you will never expect. Do not close this message. If you walk away now, you will leave behind the exact release you have been begging for. I am speaking to you directly. You opened this because I arranged the appointment. This is not a coincidence. I saw what you did yesterday. You received a small piece of good news. You did not smile fully. You immediately started planning for how it would fall apart. My steady one, you have been guarding your heart so tightly that you no longer know how to receive a gift. You brace yourself for disappointment before the day even begins. I am telling you what is coming right now. I have watched you build this wall for years. I am going to take it down tonight. Before this time is over, you will understand why the silence lasted so long. You will feel the heavy armor drop from your shoulders, and you will know exactly how to open your hands for the surprise I prepared. If you are still here, let me know it with one word. I am reading. Type the word yes below and stay exactly where you are. Do not move. What I am about to reveal will change how you look at the last 3 years of your life. The quiet you have been living in was completely intentional. Let us look at the exhaustion you carry. You wake up tired. You walk through your day waiting for the next burden to drop. When someone tells you that a breakthrough is coming, you feel nothing. You feel completely numb. And you have told yourself that your faith is broken because you cannot force yourself to feel excited anymore. You whisper apologies to me in the dark. You say you are sorry for doubting. You ask me to fix whatever is wrong with your spirit. My faithful child, your faith is not broken. Your hope is simply guarded. You have been disappointed so many times that your mind learned to expect nothing. It is a defense strategy. You expect nothing so that you will never be crushed again. This is the guarded hope. I see it clearly. That defense kept you safe for a while, but it also locked you inside a very small room. You cannot receive a massive blessing with closed fists, and that is exactly why I withheld the surprise until today. If I had handed it to you last year, you would have doubted it. You would have pushed it away. The delay was never my absence. The delay was a covering. I held the door shut while you learned how to stand steady in the storm. You are steady now. You are ready to hold what I am bringing. Keep listening to my voice. The surprise is not just a material thing. It is a complete restoration of the joy you lost. You will not have to pretend to be happy anymore. The relief will be genuine and it will run deep. I am going to explain exactly how this restoration will unfold in the next few moments. Notice what your body does when the phone rings. You do not expect good news. Your stomach tightens. Your breathing becomes shallow. You are constantly preparing for another disaster because that is what the past has taught you to do. And living in that state of constant preparation has drained every ounce of your energy. You look at other people and wonder why they seem so light. You assume they are just better at believing than you are. You assume I have chosen to bless them while leaving you in the waiting room. That is a lie. I have never left you in any waiting room. I have been sitting right beside you the entire time. The surprise I have for you requires a foundation that will not crack. I spent these quiet years building that exact foundation inside you. You did not see the construction. You only felt the hammer, but the foundation is finished now. The ground beneath you is solid, and the thing I am bringing will not crush you when it lands. There is a specific reason why you stop yourself from hoping. I am going to name that reason. Once you hear the name, it will lose its power over you forever. You will finally be able to breathe deeply again. Stay here with me as we walk into the exact room where your healing begins. I hear the thought you are wrestling with right now. You are listening to my voice and you are thinking that you have heard this all before. You have stood in this exact place of expectation. You built your faith up and you let yourself believe that the change was finally here, and then the door stayed shut. The disappointment crashed over you like a physical weight. You remember exactly how that felt. You remember the embarrassment of hoping for something that never arrived. And you made a quiet agreement with yourself in the dark that night. You decided you would never let yourself be caught off guard by hope again. You decided that expecting nothing was safer than expecting a miracle. That is the wall you built. I am not angry about the wall. I saw you build it brick by brick. Every time a promise fell through, you added another layer. You did it to survive the difficult season. You did not do it because you stopped loving me. You did it because the human heart can only take so much breaking before it demands protection. I understand the protection. But let us talk about what that protection actually costs you. There is a tear you hide from everyone around you. You only let it fall when you are completely alone. You cry when you see someone else receive the exact blessing you have been praying for. You smile and congratulate them in the light. But in the quiet room, you ask me why your hands are still empty. That hidden tear is the heaviest thing you carry. It is heavier than the waiting itself, because you are constantly fighting a war inside your own chest. Half of you desperately wants to believe that the surprise is real. The other half is shouting at you to stay guarded. You are terrified of being foolish. You are terrified of looking naive. This is the guarded hope I spoke of. You treat hope like it is a dangerous thing. You look at it like a trap. You think if you let your guard down, the world will somehow punish you for being too confident. My beloved child, I am your father, and I do not set traps for my children. Your past experiences taught you a brutal lesson, but they taught you the wrong lesson. You concluded that the pain came from hoping. The pain did not come from hoping. The pain came from the timing. You were asking for the harvest, while the ground was still being plowed. And because you did not understand the farming, you blamed the seed. When you live with guarded hope, you survive the winter, but you also miss the spring. You are so busy looking out for the frost that you do not notice the flowers pushing through the soil. I am telling you that the frost has passed. You do not need the heavy winter coat anymore, but you are still wearing it in the warm sun. I know exactly what you are afraid of today. You are afraid that if you open your hands to receive this surprise, I will snatch it away at the last second. You think this is a test to see how much disappointment you can handle. Let me be perfectly clear with you. I do not play games with your heart. I do not dangle blessings just to watch you reach for them. The surprise that is coming is completely safe. It will not demand a payment of sorrow later. It is a pure gift, but a pure gift cannot be forced into a closed fist. You have to be willing to open your fingers. You have to be willing to look foolish to your own doubts. You have to let the guarded hope dissolve. You have spent years protecting yourself from disappointment. You thought you were keeping yourself safe, but you were actually blocking the very release you begged for. That is a terrible way to live. It is exhausting to constantly police your own joy. I want to relieve you of that duty tonight. You are allowed to feel anticipation. You do not have to manage your expectations anymore. I am managing the outcome. I am holding the timing in my own hands. I see the hidden tear you cry, and I am telling you that the season for crying, it is over. Stay right where you are. I am about to show you exactly why the door had to stay locked until this very moment. I want to give you a truth that will anchor your spirit. You have been calling this long season a punishment. You have viewed the silence as a harsh rejection. And while you are measuring the days with tears, I am actually using this exact quiet time to build your permanent foundation. What you call a painful delay is actually a highly active construction zone. The waiting is never an empty space. You are the building. This brings us to the core of your journey today. The things you have been begging for were never denied to you. They were simply held back until your hands were strong enough to carry them. A massive blessing always requires a massive internal capacity. If I gave you the heavy reward before you were ready, the sheer weight of that blessing would completely break your spirit. I love you too much to let a premature release destroy you. Let us look at exactly what you have been experiencing. You sit at your kitchen table late at night. You look at the calendar and feel a deep panic. You watch other people step into their beautiful seasons. And inside your chest, a quiet voice constantly asks why it is never your turn to experience the breakthrough. You feel completely left behind. You smile and applaud for them. You feel like the train has already left the station. You count the years that have slipped away. You look at your age and you feel a quiet terror. You wonder if you have simply run out of time for a miracle. And every time another door closes in your face, the terror grows louder until it consumes your daily thoughts. You walk away from that closed door feeling totally rejected. You assume that heaven has run out of resources for your specific life. You have tried to explain this constant delay to yourself. You have told yourself that you are being punished for old mistakes. You have decided that your faith was simply not strong enough to unlock the door. You have called yourself unworthy in a harsh voice that you would absolutely never use on a broken stranger. Hear me clearly today. That is completely false. You are not being punished. You did not do anything to cause this long pause. Your faith has been beautiful, and it has been relentless. I have seen every single prayer you whispered when you had zero strength left. You are not failing a brutal test from heaven. You are not standing in the back of the line because you lacked belief. The silence you have been sitting in has a totally different name. I am going to name this season for you right now. Once you hear its true name, the heavy shame will fall right off your shoulders. You are standing in the season of delay. It feels like a completely barren desert to your tired physical eyes. But beneath the dry soil, massive roots are pushing incredibly deep into the earth to secure your future. Nothing is dead here. Everything is simply growing downward first. You have been standing outside a door that refuses to open. You knocked until your knuckles were bruised. And despite all your desperate prayers for a tiny crack of light, the heavy door stayed firmly shut. You assumed the door was locked from the inside by someone who wanted to keep you out in the cold. That is exactly what human rejection looks like. But my ways do not look like human rejection. The door was never locked against you. I was the one holding the door shut. I had both of my hands pressed firmly against the wood. I held it closed because I knew exactly what was waiting on the other side. If that heavy door had opened last year, you would have walked straight into a violent storm you could not survive. The delay was never meant to starve you. The delay was meant to shelter you. I want you to let that truth settle into your bones right now. The silence was literally protecting your beautiful life. You were shielded from severe disasters you never even saw coming. Type the words, "The waiting was covering me," if you realize I never left you. Put those powerful words down and declare your incredible freedom from the terrible lie of rejection. You were safely covered the entire time. Let us look honestly at how you have been living lately. You check your phone first thing in the quiet morning. You search for a single sign of good news. But when the screen shows absolutely nothing new, a familiar sinking feeling drops heavily into your tired stomach. You watch another long month roll by on the calendar. You sigh quietly. You ask yourself how much longer your spirit can hold on. You have constructed a very specific explanation for this endless waiting. You whisper to yourself that you simply missed your golden window of opportunity. You assume your previous mistakes completely disqualified you from receiving any massive blessing. You genuinely believe that heaven has permanently forgotten your street address. My beautiful child, every single one of those thoughts is a devastating lie. You are not being punished for things you did wrong. You are not standing in the back of the line because you lack faith. The silence you hate is not a sign of divine anger. I want to show you the exact mechanism behind this heavy silence. The waiting was never an accident. It was a deliberate strategy to keep you entirely safe from harm. I am going to name this mechanism so you can stop fighting it. This is the protective delay. A massive gift always requires a massive internal container to hold its weight. If I had handed you the heavy surprise 5 years ago, it would have shattered your completely unprepared heart. You begged for rain, but I knew the flood would drown your fragile roots. The intense pressure you felt was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to stretch your emotional capacity. You were not being crushed under the weight of human rejection. You were being expanded to hold the immense glory of what is finally coming. This is the absolute truth about your long silence. The quiet was actively doing a heavy lifting that noise could never accomplish. I want you to look back at those incredibly silent years. You have bitterly called them your completely wasted years. You thought you were wandering aimlessly through a dark and lonely desert. You were not wandering at all. You were walking a highly specific path. You were gathering the exact tools you will desperately need for the new season I am bringing you into. Every single door that slammed in your face was actually a profound blessing. You cried over people who quickly walked away from your table. You mourned over brilliant opportunities that suddenly dissolved into thin air. But those painful rejections were merely swift redirections from my hand. I was actively removing the fragile things so that the permanent things could finally take root. You have spent countless nights asking me why the process took so incredibly long. You have exhausted your mind trying to solve a puzzle I never asked you to solve. I want you to change the question tonight. Do not ask why the blessing was delayed. Ask what the heavy delay actually built inside your resilient spirit. The answer to that question will set your mind completely free. You have survived dark seasons that would have completely broken a weaker person. You have carried heavy emotional burdens that nobody else could even lift. Tonight, I want you to write down one thing that the waiting taught you. Just one simple thing on a piece of paper. Do not write a long essay. Just name one strength you gained because the door stayed shut. That single piece of paper is your undeniable proof of growth. You did not waste the dark season. You used it to become absolutely unbreakable. And an unbreakable spirit is the only thing that can handle the massive surprise I am releasing right now. The quiet preparation is officially over. Stand up tall. Look straight ahead. You are about to step into the exact room you have been crying for. Remember the protective delay I named for you in the dark. I want you to come and stand in a season where that heavy delay has finally lifted. Come with me to a beautiful morning just a season from now. It is an ordinary weekday and the bright sun is pouring freely through your kitchen window. You wake up gently before your alarm even makes a single sound. Your feet touch the cool floor without any heavy dread dragging you down. You walk into the kitchen and hold a warm cup in your hands. You take a slow breath, and you do not brace yourself for an incoming disaster. The air in your home feels incredibly light. You look out the window, and you actually feel excited about the simple hours ahead of you. Notice exactly what is missing from that quiet room. The tight knot behind your ribs is completely gone. You do not mentally rehearse angry arguments that have not even happened yet. The phone sits quietly on the counter. You do not feel the terrible urge to constantly check it for bad news. The silence in the house does not feel like a violent threat anymore. That silence feels like a warm and genuine embrace. You are not waiting for the other shoe to drop. You are simply existing in a state of profound gratitude. The heavy armor you wore for the last 10 years has been completely removed. You realize that you survived the harsh winter, and now you are standing squarely in the middle of your glorious harvest. I want you to look closely at your own face in this vision. The deep lines of constant worry have faded away. Your eyes carry a bright spark that people have not seen in a very long time. Someone asks you how you are doing. You answer them with a genuine smile, and you do not have to fake your happiness for their comfort anymore. Your joy is no longer a tiring performance. It is a deep well of water springing up from a healed spirit. You realize that every single tear you cried was actually watering this exact garden. The painful waiting period produced a sweet fruit that cannot be destroyed by normal storms. You are absolutely unshakable, and you finally understand why I made you wait. You used to think that true peace was something you had to earn through endless suffering. You thought you had to pay a heavy toll for every single moment of joy. But in this new season, you finally accept that my grace is a completely free gift. You stop trying to pay for things I have already purchased for you. You learn how to just sit still and be loved. You walk outside and feel the gentle morning breeze on your face. You notice the vibrant colors of the old trees. You hear the birds singing their simple songs. For years, you were entirely deaf to these small miracles because your mind was trapped in a loud cage of anxiety. Now the heavy cage door is wide open. You are completely free to enjoy the ordinary beauty of a quiet life. That morning I am showing you is not a distant fantasy. That peaceful version of you already exists in the spiritual realm. She is not waiting for a massive lottery win to finally be happy. He is not waiting for an apology that will never arrive. That radiant person is standing on the other side of one simple decision you must make today. The distance between you and that beautiful morning is not time. It is not a matter of trying harder to be perfect. The distance is simply permission. You have to give yourself permission to step out of the heavy survival mode. You have to tell your anxious mind that the brutal war is officially over. The fighting has stopped. So give yourself that vital permission before you go to sleep tonight. Say out loud that you are completely ready to put the heavy armor away. You do not have to figure out the whole decade right now. Just open your tired hands and let the old defenses drop to the floor. The harvest season is walking toward you at this very moment. You have carried the heavy shield for so long that your arms are trembling. Put the shield down. I am the one guarding your future now. You can finally relax into the profound safety of my absolute protection. Take a deep breath and step boldly into the new light. The surprise I promised is waiting for you in the open field. I want to talk about the things you lost. You look back at the last 5 years and you see a long hallway of slammed doors. You remember the exact moment the phone call ended. You remember the email that said no. You remember watching someone walk away when you needed them the most. And every single time, a heavy weight settled right in the center of your chest. You felt completely rejected. You watched other people walk through their open doors with ease. They got the position you prayed for. They got the relationship you begged me to save. You stood outside in the cold and wondered why your key never fit the lock. You wiped your tears and tried to smile for them. But inside, you felt entirely invisible to heaven. You came up with a brutal reason for all those rejections. You told yourself that you simply were not good enough to be chosen. You decided that your past mistakes had permanently disqualified you from receiving anything truly beautiful. You whispered that I was punishing you for something you did wrong a decade ago, my beloved child. None of that is true. I am not a cruel judge keeping a tally of your failures. You did not miss your golden opportunity because you lacked talent. You did not lose that specific person because you were unworthy of being loved. Those brutal explanations are lies you created to make sense of the pain. I am going to give you the actual truth right now. Listen to me carefully. Here is the mechanism you could not see. The door that refused to open was not locked against you. It was firmly held shut by me. I stood on the other side of that heavy wood, and I kept it closed with both of my hands. I am naming this truth so you will never forget it. This is the closed-door mercy. I kept you out to keep you completely safe. If I had let you walk through that specific door, it would have destroyed you. You wanted the opportunity so badly, but you did not see the hidden poison sitting in the room. You wept over the person who walked away. But I saw the massive storm they were bringing into your peaceful house. I did not reject you. I rescued you from a disaster you could not survive. Now look back at your history with my eyes. Those painful rejections were actually profound acts of love. You were not failing when you got the rejection letter. You were being swiftly redirected. Every time you were pushed out of a room, you were actually being saved from a terrible collapse. The people who left you were simply making space for the ones who belong. You spent years crying over things I deliberately removed. You mourned the loss of jobs that would have crushed your spirit. You grieved over relationships that would have completely drained your beautiful light. Do not cry over those dead things anymore. The closed door was a massive shield. I took the wrong things away so your hands would be empty for the right things. So I am asking you to change your perspective today. Do not beg me to reopen a door I already nailed shut. Stop staring at the blank wall and wishing you were on the other side. Turn around and look at the open hallway. You have complete power over how you view your past right now. You can choose to see the mercy instead of the painful rejection. I want you to do one simple thing tonight. Look back at the biggest disappointment you faced 3 years ago. Type the words, "I am not what happened," in the comments below, and put that heavy burden down today. The moment you thank me for the closed door, the new door finally swings wide open. You have spent enough time mourning the illusion of what could have been. The reality I am building for you is infinitely better. When the real surprise arrives, you will look back at every single rejection and you will breathe a massive sigh of relief. You will understand that the waiting was completely necessary. You are standing on the edge of the true harvest right now. I know the thought that is moving through your mind right now. You are listening to me, and a quiet voice is arguing back. You are thinking that you have heard all these beautiful promises before. You have stood on this exact edge of expectation and believed with everything you had, and then absolutely nothing happened. You fell right back into the same heavy cycle. I will not argue with your painful history. You lived through every single hour of that bitter disappointment, and I was sitting there in the quiet room with you for every second of it. But hear the profound difference today. What you tried before was purely human behavior. You tried to force the heavy door open with your own exhausted hands. You built the discipline and you carried it until your physical strength completely gave out. And human strength always gives out eventually. It was never meant to hold a massive burden for that long. I am not asking you to reach for that broken branch again, but I am speaking about the deep root beneath it that you have completely ignored. You did not fail last time. You simply worked faithfully on the wrong layer. That season of striving in the dark is permanently over. I am moving you into a space where you do not have to fight for every single inch of ground. The heavy lifting is finished. You are no longer required to prove your worth to people who refuse to see your light. Let them keep their false opinion of who you were. Let them keep the version of the story where you failed. You were never asked to carry their account of your life. Every time you got up anyway, I saw it. Every time you spoke gently to someone who had not earned your kindness, I saw it. Every time you kept a quiet promise when no one was checking on you, I saw it. None of it went unwitnessed. Not one single hour of your quiet faithfulness was wasted in my sight. What you built in the dark is about to be revealed in the bright light. The surprise I promised you at the very beginning of this message is not far away anymore. It is not waiting on another year of your perfect behavior, but it is waiting on your willingness to simply stand still and receive it. I have watched this exact sequence happen 10,000 times. The deep wound, the heavy wall, and then the long, quiet season where the person completely mistakes the heavy wall for themselves. You thought you were the wall. You are not the wall. You are the radiant light that the wall was trying to hide, and that heavy wall is finally coming down tonight. You will feel the exact moment it crumbles. There is one thing I have not given you yet. I have been holding it back on purpose because it would have meant absolutely nothing to you an hour ago. It has a name. I will call it the final word. This is the exact piece of the puzzle you have been missing for the last 10 years. But you will not receive it right now. You will not receive it in the part of this message that sounds like a normal ending. You will receive it after the ending. Do not go anywhere when it sounds like I am closing the door, because that is precisely where this beautiful gift lives. I put it last on purpose, so that only the ones who truly stayed would find it. You are going to want to hear this. This is the moment the atmosphere shifts in your house. The air is already getting lighter around you. Notice your own breathing right now. You are taking deeper breaths than you have taken all week. That is not a coincidence, and it is not your imagination. That is the physical evidence that the heavy burden is leaving your body, and it is happening because you chose to stay in this room. Do not let the loud noise of the world take this specific moment away from you. The noise has stolen the ending from you before. It will not steal this one. I am standing between you and that old outcome, and I am absolutely not moving until you get what belongs to you. So keep your eyes completely open. You are about to step into the room you have been praying for. Everything I have said until now was preparation. This is the actual thing itself. Lift your head right now. What comes next is not just information you can write down. It is a profound spiritual moment. I have been walking you toward one specific sentence this entire time, and we have finally arrived at it. Breathe once. Then hear me say the thing I have wanted to say since you arrived. Hear me where you make your deepest decisions. You were never behind schedule. You were never the one who missed the golden opportunity. The heavy silence you have been calling your painful delay has a true name. The name is preparation. And preparation is not a brutal punishment handed to the unworthy. It is exactly what I do to the ones I intend to build a massive legacy with. So the long argument ends today. Not softens, ends. You call it a devastating delay. I call it the exact season where I build what your beautiful calling will permanently stand on. And what you build with me right now will absolutely never collapse later. The waiting was never an empty void. The waiting was a heavy covering. You stood in the dark to protect your fragile eyes from the blinding light. You thought the surprise was just a sudden change in your circumstances. It is so much bigger than that. The surprise I am handing you tonight is the complete return of your stolen peace. I am handing back the pure joy you lost somewhere along the broken road. The heavy anxiety that choked your mornings is completely gone. You are standing in the exact center of the harvest you wept over. Every time you got up anyway, I saw it. Every time you spoke gently to someone who had not earned it, I saw it. Every time you kept a quiet promise no one was checking on, I saw it. None of it went unwitnessed. Not one single hour of it. I gathered every silent tear you cried in the dark room. I weighed every ounce of that heavy burden you refused to drop when the road got steep. I saw every tear. Not one was wasted. And now the compensation is finally here. You will not have to beg for crumbs from tables where you do not belong. I am setting a massive table exclusively for you. The people who walked away from you during the brutal winter will have to stand back and watch you feast in the glorious spring. The restoration will be undeniably public. Everyone will see my hand. Open your hands right now. You are no longer the one who watches miracles happen to other people. You are the miracle. The unexpected release is literally flowing into your physical reality at this exact second. You can feel the heavy chains breaking off your tired mind. You can feel the thick fog lifting from your confused vision. This is not a temporary relief. This is a permanent shift. You survived the long desert. You walked through the deep valley without completely losing your fragile faith. And because you did not quit, the reward is multiplied. What was taken from you is returning with massive interest. I rebuild with the exact same stones. The very things the enemy used to try and break your spirit are the exact materials I am using to elevate your entire life today. I am declaring this over your life tonight. You are not late. You are not less. You are not the tragic exception to my faithfulness. The old agreement of constant suffering is completely revoked. I am tearing up the contract of lack and rejection right in front of your eyes. The heavy debt has been canceled. The new season has officially begun. You are stepping into the pure light. Now stand up inside this truth. Lift your head. Say it with me right now. I am not late. I receive my portion. The long wait is finally over. The glorious surprise is officially in my hands. Go forward with absolute confidence. I am walking right beside you. I have given you the deep truth about your long season of waiting. You feel the heavy weight lifting off your chest right now. But I will not send you out of this room without telling you about the road ahead. Now that you have received the profound revelation, I have to tell you what will come to try and take it back. The deep peace you feel at this exact moment is incredibly real, but the noise of the world is going to try to steal it from you tomorrow morning. You must be prepared for the quiet battle. Hear this clearly before you go anywhere. There is a terrible cost to spending another year living inside the old habit of constant doubt. It is not a financial cost anyone will ever invoice you for. It is paid quietly in the beautiful things you simply stop expecting. If you choose to rebuild that thick wall of guarded hope, you will definitely survive the long winter, but you will completely miss the glorious spring I just unlocked for you. I am warning you about a destructive habit tonight. I am not warning you about an angry enemy. The loud noise of the world is very good at burying quiet miracles. When you wake up tomorrow, your tired mind will try to convince you that this profound peace was just a temporary emotion. It will tell you to put the heavy armor back on just in case the beautiful surprise fails to arrive. That specific voice of doubt is not your voice. It is simply the fading echo of an old room you no longer live in. You do not have to obey its heavy commands anymore. Do not leave this place. If you walk away now, you go with the same fragile mindset you came in with, and you will feel the heavy anxiety return tonight. Stay here with me. Every single minute you have stayed here has been adding to the permanent foundation I am rebuilding in your spirit. None of this sacred time is wasted. Your beautiful willingness to remain here is what is letting me reach deeper than I could the last time you ran away. Let me completely finish the good work I started in your heart. You have a very important choice to make in the next few minutes. If you close your heart right now, you will walk into tomorrow completely blind. You will let the familiar fear rob you of the exact blessing you just spent 10 years crying for. I refuse to let you walk into that dark outcome. I am standing firmly between you and that old disaster right now. I am absolutely not moving, but you have to stay exactly where my hand can reach you. Do not pull away from my protection. Right now, you are someone who merely heard a comforting message. In the next few moments, you can easily become someone who confidently claims it. Those are two completely different people. The second person is much harder for the enemy to talk out of their massive blessing in the morning. This is not a silly magic trick. It is simply how your beautiful spirit has always worked. A deep truth that stays hidden inside your head can still be argued with by your daily fears. A powerful truth that you write down and declare publicly cannot be argued with quite so easily. I am not asking you to pay me back for the sudden breakthrough. There is absolutely no ledger between us. I am asking you to make a physical move, because a truth spoken out loud becomes a permanent anchor for your tired soul. It stops being just a nice thought and becomes your actual physical reality. The simple physical action officially seals the profound spiritual shift. What comes next is going to sound exactly like the end of our conversation. The voice will slow down gracefully. The words will get shorter and much softer. That is never the end. That is merely the final doorway. The closing teaser I promised you earlier is still resting safely in my hands. The final word has not been spoken yet. It is handed over directly on the other side of the blessing. Do not set your phone down when it sounds like a quiet farewell. Farewells always make people drop their attention and walk away. Do not walk away from me. If you leave early, you will completely miss the single most important sentence of this entire hour. I have kept it back on purpose, so that only the truly faithful ones would receive its full weight. You have come so incredibly far on this difficult journey. I would rather you saw the whole beautiful picture than just a small fraction of it. Hold your ground and wait for the instruction. The heavy season of delay is permanently closed. You are finally stepping into the warm light of your actual harvest. The old agreement of constant disappointment is completely broken. You are finally ready to receive the good things without questioning your own worth or waiting for the trap to spring. Prepare your open heart for the final instruction. Get ready to put your own name on this massive breakthrough. I am walking you into the quiet room right now. The long teaching is completely finished right now. Put your heavy notebook down on the table. Close your tired eyes for just a moment. I want to speak to you the way a loving father speaks at the end of a very long day. We are finally alone in this quiet room. The crowd has completely gone home. There is nothing you have to perform or prove to me tonight. You are entirely safe in this beautiful place. You walked in here carrying a massive burden you had stopped noticing. You survived a brutal winter of cruel rejection and deep silence. And you are not walking out of this room with that same heavy burden. I have lifted the heavy shield off your shaking arms. The long season of endless preparation is permanently closed. I am moving you out of the dark room and bringing you into the bright season of unexpected release. I promised you one last thing before we finish today. I told you there was a final word that I deliberately kept back until the very end. The loud noise of the world desperately tried to drown it out. But you stayed here with me through it all. You waited patiently through the entire painful process. And now you are finally ready to hear the exact sentence that completely changes your perspective. Listen very closely to my voice right now. The final word is not a secret magical spell. It is a profound declaration about your true spiritual identity. And the final word is simply this powerful truth. You are finally allowed to receive a massive spiritual blessing without apologizing for your joy to other jealous people. You do not have to earn the surprise by bleeding for another 10 years. The heavy emotional debt is already paid in full. You are entirely worthy of the absolute best things. I want you to let that single truth wash over your exhausted mind. You have spent your whole life apologizing for simply taking up space. You made yourself incredibly small so that other people could feel comfortable in your quiet presence. That painful habit of shrinking yourself stops tonight. I did not design my beautiful child to live quietly in the dark shadows of other deeply broken people. I designed you to stand boldly in the sun. You can physically feel the heavy anxiety draining out of your tired muscles right now. Your tight jaw is finally unclenched after a very long week. Your heavy shoulders are resting exactly where they belong. This profound peace is not a temporary emotional trick to make you smile. It is the permanent reality of a beloved child who finally understands that they are completely protected by heaven. I have placed my massive hand over your entire household. Tomorrow morning will look completely different to your tired eyes. You will wake up and the familiar dark dread will be entirely gone. The loud voice that constantly tells you to expect the absolute worst will be completely silent. You will drink your coffee and look out the window with genuine hope in your chest. And when the beautiful surprise finally arrives at your front door, you will not try to push it away. You will welcome the incredible blessing inside. You are completely ready to hold the blessing with wide open hands. But before you close your tired eyes and finally rest tonight, I need you to seal this powerful spiritual shift. I need you to make a physical declaration that the enemy cannot ignore. A truth that stays hidden in your mind can still be stolen by the loud morning noise. A truth spoken out loud becomes an unbreakable spiritual anchor for your entire life. I want you to publicly claim this exact moment. Type, "I receive my surprise today," and let this place know you stayed to the very end. Put those powerful words in the comments below right now. I am not asking you for money or a foolish transaction. I am asking you to step into the bright light and put your own faithful name on the breakthrough. I read what my beautiful children write to me. Type the beautiful words out loud right now. Feel the absolute finality of that simple physical action. You have done the hard work of waiting patiently and faithfully in the total dark. The long, painful night of endless crying is officially and permanently over. The brilliant morning is walking toward you at this very second, and you are fully prepared to embrace the warmth. I am walking right beside you into the new day. Go forward with absolute peace. Walk bravely into your beautiful new season.